I'm here at Erskineville Station in front of a project which I'm very proud to say I had a large part to deal with. This is the lifts and the southern entrance to Erskineville Station. So the background to this story is that Erskineville has not had lifts ever since it was built hundreds of years ago. And you know, it was ridiculous that there was no mobility access here. So we actually did a survey of residents of Erskineville, and we found that this was one of the number one top issues. So we started up an online petition. We just had a change.org, and we got people gradually talking about it. We wrote some stories that got into the local newspaper, and other stories actually started to get into the mainstream news media. In particular, one story that showed that Matt Keane went to Hawkesbury and got one built there, lifts built at his station at Hawkesbury, on really a pork barrel, because that station was not very highly used. Erskineville, Redfern and Rooty Hill and other stations really do need lifts. And he boasted that it was manipulation and skullduggery which got it approved. So through that embarrassment, we kept talking about it. They eventually decided, okay, we'll build a lift at Erskineville. But that was in 2019, and then they said, oh, we're going to build it in 2023. That was 4 years into the future. This is really not acceptable. So we decided we're going to up the ante. We'll take that win and build upon it, and then start campaigning for even more. Now, at the same time, there's a great professor at Sydney Uni, Professor David Levinson, who analyses transport access, and he did a study of all the stations in the Sydney network and showed that stations could massively improve their intake of passengers if they built extra entrances at stations. Many stations in Sydney, as you'll know, only have an entrance at one end and not at both ends. Okay, and by doing one at the other end, you can save people like 3 minutes each way, and twice a day if they're commuting. You know, that's a lot of time that people can save by having an extra entrance. And Erskineville came up in his study as the #1 station that would benefit from that across the entire Sydney network. That's partly because there's now 6,000 people moving into southern Erskineville in the Ashmore estate. They're building 3,000 new apartments. So we started a new petition. This time it was a written petition to the Parliament. And when we held this petition, we put it up at the local school fete. We put it down at the cafe down there, and gradually, very quickly, we built up to 500 signatures on that, which is just enough to submit to Parliament. And then we worked with the City of Sydney. The City of Sydney wrote to the Minister for Transport, and Jenny Leong came down here, and we had a presentation where we handed over the signatures, and then she handed them on to the Minister. And guess what? It was all approved. And now we're actually in the middle of construction, and as you can see, there is 3 staircases and there's 3 lifts at an entire new southern entrance, and this will make a huge difference for people walking from the south up in this direction. So what's the moral of the story? You know, it shows that if you work with the community, if you listen, if you promote good projects that really benefit people, and you fight and don't take no for an answer, you can achieve amazing things. That's what I always do when I work in campaigns. I work collaboratively and achieve great results like this.